Hey friends, it's me, your girl Kristen Denise, also known as KD. And since this is March 1st and it's not Black History Month, I decided to do a different type of video today. Because I do want to keep doing videos, and I am going to keep doing Black History videos, as I've already explained. But I thought today was a great opportunity to explain who I am, in general, what my platform is about, and how those Black History posts and the future Black History posts will relate to all of that. So I'm Kristen. I am currently 43 years old for about another month and a week. My birthday is April 6th. I'll be 44. And my platform is really about self-care and not spa day self-care, although I love a spa day. Not shopping self-care, although I love shopping. Not just going out to eat or doing those like fun, those extra things that are necessary, beautiful, and like a part of loving on yourself well, but self-care at the base level of making sure that you're well in every area of your life. What do I mean by every area of your life? Are you financially well? Are you emotionally well? Are you mentally well? Are you physically well? Are you professionally well? Are you like academically, from a learning perspective, well? Are you well in your relationships and your family? Are you well on these core areas that are a huge part of making the foundation for your life? And if you're not well for yourself in those areas, what can we do to get you there? So I talk about wellness from a huge perspective, to include like healthcare and all of those other things, in addition to the fun stuff, the spa days, the makeup, the fragrances, the clothes, the shopping, the travel, because I love all of those things too. But what I love most is waking up to a life that I love every day. What I love most is being comfortable in my body. What I love most is being comfortable in my skin and in my mind. And those are the things that matter most to me. And so my platform is about self-care and wellness, and different things will be highlighted at different periods of time, just kind of based on what's most prevalent in my life. So if you're on TikTok and you look back at some of my older content, you're seeing like these daily self-care videos. I'm talking about working out. I'm talking about connecting with people. I'm talking about like knowing new friends, K-N-O-W, knowing new friends. I might talk about going on a date. You might see a TikTok shop video because, again, your girl does enjoy shopping. Okay? You might hear me talk about my academic journey. Like I said, I'm 43, about to be 44. I'm a PhD candidate right now. I'm also a consultant, and I do trainings and stuff, which I love that I have the opportunity to do those things. But my main focus right now is finishing school and getting this PhD. I love to travel. I've been privileged to go to about, I think, 17 countries at this point. I get to add a new country to my list coming up soon. I'll be going to Uganda shortly to help do some teacher training because, again, I love training. I am in school. I'm an academic. My area of focus is education. You'll hear more about that coming soon. I'm actually going to do a series, shout out to my Threads community, on So You Want to Get a PhD, because woo child, right? And there's some things in there I think people should know on the front end to help them in their decision-making process. Not that I would do something different. I'm glad I'm on this journey. I'm glad I'm getting my PhD. But I also believe I was able to be very well informed of this process, and I probably had one of the most beautiful processes possible in a PhD journey. So I'm not speaking from a negative place. I'm speaking from a place of, woo child, I'm glad I had some front-end help to help me navigate this. And I want to offer that to other people as they pursue their academic goals and dreams, or whatever phase of life that they're in. What else? Oh, and so the thing, like I said, the main point of this video is I actually had like a little bit of a conversation with somebody about what you're doing with sharing these Black History facts have to do with self-care, right? That seems like a different type of channel or for a different type of audience than your audience. And I was like, no. For me and the people who I focus on and want to reach out to, this is of critical importance. And here's why. So walk with me for a second. I'm going to try to keep it brief. Excuse me. I'm going to try to keep it brief, but it may take a little bit longer than I intend. We'll see what happens. So I like superhero movies. I'm a Marvel movie girl, right? And one of my favorite Marvel movies is Black Panther. And there is a scene towards the beginning of Black Panther when they're doing the ritual battle to see who will be the next Black Panther officially is, where T'Challa is challenged by M'Baku, the leader of the Jabari tribe, for the mantle of Black Panther, right? So they're doing the ritual battle. You know, they're surrounded by the Jabaris and the Dora Milaje, and they are fighting. And you know, at the beginning of that fight, T'Challa is getting that wah, 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 right? And it's like, oh, like you watching like, dang. And in the middle of him getting that womp, Queen Mother yells out, show him who you are. And he starts saying out loud, I am T'Challa, son of King T'Chaka, son of King Da-da. And like, oh, and like, I am the Black Panther. And you see him like gain strength from this. Just there's like an internal well inside of him that like girds up and gives him the strength. And not only does he then have this energy, he begins fighting back in a different way, and he begins to win the fight. Ritual combat could be one of two ways, right? The other person dies or gives up, right? And the strength was enough to get him to the point of winning without having to destroy his opponent. Because he understands where he comes from. He understands who he is. And I don't have to decimate everything that you have in order for me to lead. I don't have to take you out the game in order to win the fight. I understand what's going on here. I understand that it's important for me to win. I understand the legacy of winning that I come from, but I also understand the significance of winning with dignity, winning with honor, and winning with such a way that other people can still walk away whole, even if they didn't win. Right? And so, he doesn't kill M'Baku. He's like, hey, tap out. Your people need you. Right? Like, I'm gonna keep the mantle of Black Panther, but I'm not trying to take you out the game because your people need you as their king. They need you as their leader. So, like, let's tap out so this can be done and we can all move forward. Right? What does that have to do? We, as Black Americans in particular, don't get enough information about our collective history. We don't understand the legacy that we come from as a community, right? You might know some things that happen in your family. A lot of people don't know a lot of things in their family. I'm still learning about things in my family at this point, and I find it amazing and fascinating and exciting. So, like, knowing that history, though, knowing what your people have been able to do, right? I'm the descendant of those who endured. I have had the privilege of being in Senegal and going to Gorée Island, which has the last, they still have one slave castle left on the island. And I had the privilege and the honor of standing in the door of no return and walking back through it. My ancestors went through one of those doors, be they in Senegal or Ghana, Benin, wherever, on the western coast of Africa, traveling a grueling journey across the Atlantic Ocean, dealing with enslavement and surviving, so that I could be here today. That's my personal family history, and that is the legacy that pretty much every African American has on some level. Someone had to come across a boat and survive that horrific transatlantic slave journey in order for you and your family to be here today, right? And there are people who find shame in that, but I find pride in that because everybody don't make it. And everybody does not endure with the belief and the hope that the next generation will have a better time. Not everybody can push through so that somewhere down their lineage there's a Kristen or a whoever you are, right? So I take great pride in the fact that I descend from survivors. That's number one. But also I understand in the collective history of African Americans and Black people, I descend from creativity. I descend from ingenuity. I descend from great intellect, right? I descend from people who were strategists and masterminds of the highest level, who exhibited bravery in the face of extreme darkness, who pushed through to get to as close as possible to an intended end so that I could have a better platform from which to start as a Black American woman born in 1981. I have traveled the world in ways that my grandmother never could, but my grandmother made sacrifices so that I could stand on her shoulders and get to the place I am today. Same as my mother, same as my great-grandmother and my great-great-grandmother. So I might not be T'Challa, son of King T'Chaka, but I am Kristen, daughter of Deborah, daughter of Winona, daughter of Clementine, so on and so forth. And the legacy of my family is beautiful and overwhelming and inspiring and encouraging. But the legacy of Black people, in particular Black women, is the same thing, which is why it's so important to know your collective history in addition to your individual history. The same as the legacy of Detroiters, right? I'm from Detroit. I'm a Detroit girl through and through. Understanding the legacy of the city of Detroit and Black people in the city of Detroit does the same thing for me. So history is important. History is critical to success because knowing who I've come from and what they've come through inspires me and encourages me and influences me to get through so that there's another woman 100 years from now who is encouraged and inspired in her journey because I was encouraged and inspired in mine. And I completed my race until the end. Hello? I'm doing some of what I'm doing for my goddaughter so she can look back and be like, my Gigi did this, so I know I can do this. Hello? That is going to be the legacy of Kristen Denise Hemingway, future Dr. Kristen Denise Hemingway. That is the history that I am writing and I am creating so that future generations can be encouraged, inspired, can be pushed to their greatness because I was pushed to mine. And they can know that they have a legacy of overcoming, of overachieving, of creativity and ingenuity and understanding and community that inspires them to continue to create and overcome and build and shine and like the stars that they are. So that is why I will do Black history content as a part of self-care. Because a part of self-care is positioning yourself for self-actualization. And baby, I'm going to actualize. Again, based on the legacy of my family specifically, but of my people as a whole. And I encourage you to find some encouragement. I encourage you to find some encouragement in the stories of our people to help you do the same. All right? So that's all I have for today. Happy March. Thank you for hanging out. May you continue with me on the journey as I share about self-care in the varying ways and levels that I choose to do. And even if you choose to leave, I pray that this year blow your mind in all the best ways and that you find what you need wherever you find it to be encouraged, to be inspired, to write your own history, to build your own legacy, and to be a worthy ancestor when it is your time. All right? That's all I got tonight. Love you, mean it. Oh, remember, do what you need to do to be more than okay because you deserve to be more than okay. And absolutely, do what you need to do to live a life you love because you deserve to live a life you love. I love you. Make it a good one. Good night.